Hey there, you insect nerds. Welcome back to the Insect Nerd Vlog, where I talk about all things insects and some animals too, because I keep a lot of different animals. So yeah, it's my channel. I guess I can do what I want. I just want to say as well, I don't know if you heard about the news, but they are not using that pesticide anymore for the bees. The pesticide that makes them, that causes damage to their brain development and causes trouble with them sleeping and many more stuff. If you want to see my video about it, then I've done a video, so, but it doesn't matter now because, you know, well, but if you're curious about what the pesticide did do and what was a big deal, then yeah, go and have a look at that video. But yeah, they're not using it anymore. Farmers are not using it, which is fantastic because our bees can live without pesticides killing them off, which is amazing. And also I don't know if you can see, but you see my earrings? They're lovely buggy ones I got from Shein, and I'm really happy about them. So I just had to show everybody. I don't know if they're flies, or I don't know why they'd be flies. Flies are not pretty insects, but I think they're bees, but bees are not green. Anyway, let's get to the real subject today, and that is this little one. So this is a baby leaf insect nymph. It's a Phyllium Phyllisum. And I just want to go through a few quick care tips for you, starting from when they first hatch. So when they first hatch, they're very weak, and they're not actually green when they hatch. They turn green from the leaves. They're actually black, or in Phyllium giganteum cases, they are often brown. And yeah, they struggle with feeding. So what you have to do normally with the leaves is you can still put them in a little plastic pot with water, but make sure that there's no gaps in the pot where you put the food plants, and make sure the food plants aren't, only put a little bit in there to give the leaf insect a chance to eat it. Tear the leaves to allow access for the leaf insect. So leaf insects, the nymphs, even stick insects, most phasmids struggle to eat when they are at nymph stage because their mandibles are not properly formed yet. So you have to tear the leaves to help them access the leaf. It's actually quite good to keep them with slightly older leaf insects, because that way the older leaf insects eat the leaves for the little babies, and then little babies come along and then they eat the leaf that the adult ate, and then you don't need to cut the leaves up. I'm keeping mine with, at the moment, some smaller giganteum leaf insects, which I will move into the next tank when they get bigger. But they are very small at the moment. But this one's really getting a lot out of being with other slightly bigger leaf insects. I mean, they're not massive yet at all. They're probably stage 4, but compared to this one, they are a lot bigger and feed a lot easier than this one. This one's actually a very brave, strong leaf insect, because I found it in my moth tank, actually. My moths haven't hatched yet. They're Atlas moths. I can't wait for them to hatch, and I will definitely do a video on that when they come out, but they're not out yet, so you have to wait. But I just found it wandering around, and I'm not sure how it got out. I still don't know to this day. But it was just wandering around. I was like, what's that little black thing wandering around? Is it just a bit of dirt and I feel a bit dizzy or what? And it was this little one. Vivarium wise, for a little baby leaf insect, I would never have something too big. I did put this one in a medium sized one. That is okay as long as there's plenty of branches and stuff. I mean, there should always be anyway for it to cling to, so it doesn't fall, because if it does fall, it will obviously die from a high, especially from a high height. But that's, yeah, I moved it to this. That's partly the reason why, although this one, where do you go? This one is quite strong and quite well balanced, but I put him in this one behind me. It's a very small enclosure, and there's a reason for that, because I don't want my small ones falling and hurting themselves. So I like to put them in a smaller thing, but obviously when they're bigger, get a bigger vivarium. Yeah, but yeah, they are so cute. I would recommend spraying twice. I mean, I do that with my leaf insects anyway, because humidity is very vital with leaf insects, because if they don't have enough humidity, they really struggle to get their exoskeleton off. Yeah, and they can have a lot of accidents and incidents, which I will talk about in another video. And for little babies as well, they're more fussy with humidity, so I will try and keep it 7 to 80%, like basically all the time. So just not spray it too much, because mold can form. It depends on the substrate. When I first had this little one, I used kitchen roll just to observe it for a few weeks, because I wanted to make sure that I could see it, because it was black, and if it fell from the food plants and then onto the floor, I wouldn't be able to see it in the soil. But now it's turned green, I'm happy to use soil because I can see it more clearly, and it's quite just easy to clean with kitchen roll. However, I do like the natural look, and I believe even insects, yes, insects deserve their environment mimicked as best as possible. Well, mimicked in the best way as possible. Yeah, even for these little ones here. Yeah, so I'd spray two times a day, every day. Sphagnum moss really helps with humidity. I definitely put that in with the babies. I did order some, but it's not come. It was in the other tank, but I didn't have enough round to go around. But I normally spray the soil a lot. Cocoa soil is good at maintaining humidity. I really like cocoa soil. Make sure you can even get garden soil from garden places, but just make sure it's chemical free, because that will harm your insects. Just monitor them. That's the most important thing, really. Monitor them, and when you handle them, be gentle. Let them walk on you, because otherwise you'll squish them. That's probably one of the most important things, really. Handling, you don't really want to handle it at all at first, unless you really have to. If you need to clean it out, then use gloves or a bit of leaf to pick it up. But I mean, this one's still very small, but it just wanders, and it's quite easy to hold this one. And it just sort of wanders onto your... Just let it wander. Don't pick it up like that. With any leaf insect, actually, because it will lose a limb. Or stick insects. Or most insects, actually. You've got to be really gentle with insects in general, because they are very gentle. Realistically, they are very gentle, but they are stronger than anyone will ever know. I'm sorry, but yeah. Temperature, about 25 to 30 degrees. Always keep them nice and warm. Heat mat and heat canopy. Now, this one doesn't actually fit this tank. I ordered the wrong size by mistake, but I'm too stubborn to take it back. Could be a spare, or actually it works right on its side. And yeah, so it's nice for them to have lovely heat, so they can be warm. Obviously, sorry. Yeah, leaf insects really need to be warm. They can't be cold. They can't be in room temperature. So many people are like, but they can be kept at room temperature, and I'm like, no. Some eggs can. You can get away with it, but I wouldn't recommend it. Leaf insects and eggs really need heat, actually. Yeah, stick insect eggs are fine with room temperature, but it depends on the room temperature. It's got to be 20 degrees and plus for stick insects. Leaf insect eggs should always be around 25 to 30 degrees, because they are tropical insects and they need heat. Okay? Have you got that, people out there who think room temperature is okay for leaf insects? They're gonna die, okay? Sorry, but I'm very passionate about it. But yeah, they're really cute. I would say, just a warning that it is quite hard to care for nymphs, and you might lose a few to start with. I certainly have. Yeah, I have lost a few, admittedly, and people who don't admit that are lying to you, because it is hard to keep these little guys alive as they're small. Phyllium gigantea are even worse to look after as little ones once they're past stage L4 they're all right, but when they're little, yeah, they're quite hard to sort of care. So you have to really monitor them with, I would use temperature gauges. I always do for all the insects that require a lot of temperature. But yeah, they're really cute. Just monitor them and realise that unfortunately that you probably will lose a few before you get some. But yeah, keep going is my advice. And with eggs, I don't know if I've done it. I don't think I've done an egg video yet. I did film one, but I haven't posted yet, I don't think. I might do that one again actually. Sorry. But yeah, with eggs, just be patient with them too, because leaf insects take, depending on the species, they take a while to hatch. I will go into that in another video. I'm not going to babble about that now. So just be patient with them and give them enough heat and humidity to survive. And that's all for today, really. Just give you a little glimpse of this little one. And yeah, thank you for watching. If you haven't seen my other video about how to keep live feed, that's also quite useful as well for people who haven't kept live feed before. It is actually very important because loads of other insects eat other insects, like mantis, for example, and arachnids as well. If you're an arachnid fan, they will eat insects too. But yeah, watch that. Hit the subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, and follow me on Instagram. So my Instagram's at theinsectnerd97. And if you want to see more insect information, whether it's about the external structure or leaf insect care, or I think I've done a stick insect care page. I've been a little bit busy trying to sort it all out. So I do apologise. I need to update it a bit more. Then yeah, go to my website for insect information. And I've also got white tree frog information on there if you're interested. It's www. Sorry, I'm really distracted by this little one. www.theinsectnerd.co.uk. Yeah, thank you for watching and have a good day.